Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the Pink Table Talk. I'm your host, Maria Reed, and we are back with more topics for us ladies, by us ladies, and our Women of Hope team at the House of Hope Atlanta. Welcome, and thank you so much for joining us today. We've got another great topic. I know I say that every week, but we really do have some great topics due to our team and the ladies who assist us with coming up with things that we want to talk about, okay? So do me a favor, go ahead on and like and share this, let your girlfriends know, and forward this to a friend who may be going through what we're talking about today, and I'm sure that you're going to enjoy it. So I have two awesome guests with me today that I am so excited to have. And I'm just going to bring them on in. We've got Cherie Collins with us. We've got Christy Morris with us, two women who are just awesome. So Christy and Cherie, come on in and let's see your beautiful faces. Look at them, y'all. Don't they look good? Hey,
Hey,
y'all.
hi.
So glad to have them with us today. Christy, who's in this beautiful fuchsia, is in purple or fuchsia or pinkish thing going on. She's got going on there. Um,
Purple.
oh, it's purple. Okay, it's purple. She's royal today. She is such a beautiful person inside and out. So much fun to be around. She's over the dance ministry at the House of Hope Atlanta. Awesome person. She is an empty nester. Her son, Rashad, is at Fort Valley State University, and we are so glad to have her today because we're talking about empty nesters. And these are two women that I believe have so much insight on that. So, you guys, say hello to Miss Christy. Hey, Christy.
Hello.
So glad to have you today. And our next guest, she is someone who I've known since it seems like since I've been at the House of Hope Atlanta. Look how she's looking like.
Right.
She's straight out of Narland, Louisiana. Is that how y'all say it? Narland?
New Orleans,
Narland,
Louisiana.
New Orleans, Louisiana. I love to hear her say certain words. It's so cute. But anyway, she is an awesome person, a part of our Women of Hope team, faithful, dedicated, beautiful person, been married for over, is it 24 years?
Yes.
24 years to her husband, and she has a daughter, Camry, at Tuskegee University, and we're so glad to have her with us. So, hello, Cherie.
Hi.
I am so glad to talk about this topic. We always hear about our children going off to college and going into the military and going to work and moving out of the house. And, you got those parents who are like, yeah, it's time for you to go. Can't wait for you to get out. I got plans for this room that you're in. Get out my house. And then you got the parents who are like, I'm not ready yet. I don't want you to leave. I want you to stay. Oh my goodness, I'm having so much grief. So, Chrissy, I'm going to start with you. Which parent were you? Were you the one ready for him to go, or were you the parent who was like, stay with me, please?
A few of the mixed feelings. I was originally just ready for him to go, excited for him to experience what I experienced when I left to go to college. But
Hmm.
once he was gone, about a month in, that anxiety just set in to where I don't have anybody to make sure I pick up from school or he gets to school, he's getting the homework. What is he going to eat this evening? Do I have to cook? It was like I didn't know what to do with myself. It was like because my years had
Mm.
been around him for 18 years. So it was an adjusting and mixed feelings all together. So
Oh, yeah, I can understand that. And what about you, Cherie? And let me say this too, we're talking about empty nesters. So if you have any female friends or any friends, period, who's going through this right now, please tell them to log in. These two women are awesome at this topic. So, Cherie, what about you? Were you the one like, Cameron, get out? Or were you like, Cameron, stay, please?
the closer it got to move-in day, I started to get nervous. I
Mm-hmm.
was the parent that I was excited for her to attend Tuskegee, live on campus because I didn't have that on campus experience. I stayed at home.
Mm-hmm.
Her to get that experience, that full on campus experience. And, I was just excited for her to go and do that. And knowing that 2 hours away wasn't far, she didn't want to go too
Yeah.
far. 2 hours was if there's an emergency that we can get in a car and get there, just in case something
Yeah.
comes.
Yeah.
Most definitely. And one thing too that I can point out about the two of you is these are your only children. So I can only
Yes.
imagine these are your baby. You know, I'm sure everybody loves their children, but this is your baby baby. Like this is the only one. So I know that
Yes.
that's been difficult. Right. So how did you begin the process of like moving forward? Like, so you dropped them off, you leave. Did you all cry? Were you upset? Were you able to make it back to the car? Either
For
one of you guys.
me, it was kind of little easy since his best friend, who's TJ, who's also a member of the church, they were roommates. So
Okay.
his mother was there too. So we were dropping them off at the same time. Our families were there, and um, Miss Guthrie actually cried first. I was like, "Why is she crying?" I'm telling her business. So so then it was when I got in the car and we actually hugged that I did start to cry. And because I don't, like I said, I had that experience. So I don't remember that when my mom and them left. But for me, it had just been us for so many years because I am a single parent. So for so many
Hmm.
years, it was just us. So I really needed to learn how to adjust to coming
Hmm.
into who I am solely
Right.
as a person, not having to care for someone day in and day out. So it was, yeah,
Right.
it was a
Right.
major experience for me.
Mm. So how did you move forward? What did you do to move forward? And I'll start with you, Cherie. About after you dropped them off, like what was the next step for you?
Now, my husband and I, we didn't cry. We both were on each cheek. We gave her a kiss. We gave her a hug. But when we were driving off, I remembered, oh, I have cash for Camry, so we need to go back so that I can give her the cash money. And when we
Hmm.
went back, then I saw the look on her face where she was actually crying because we were leaving.
Oh.
So, and I asked her, I said, well, are you okay? She said, yeah, I'm okay. And then on the way back to Georgia, my sister called me. My sister lives in Texas. And she said, go get my baby crying. So she told me she was okay. So she was actually crying, but we were okay. And, we kind of did fine. But once we got home and I started thinking about how quiet the house was, and she wasn't here,
Hmm.
and just saying, or calling, Mom, can you do this? Mom, do you have this? And when you don't have that around, then, the loneliness started, to kind of fall in place.
Right.
Mm.
Right. I get that.
What's up, y'all? It's your boy Jermaine Dolly, Mr. Hello Dolly himself, and guess what? You're tuned in to Tea and Worship with my homies, Mignon and Corey. Keep it out, y'all.
Hey y'all, it's Candy West, and you're watching Tea and Worship with Mignon and Corey.
It's your boy James Fortune, and you are watching my favorite news show, Tea and Worship, with my sis Mignon and Corey.
What about you, Christy, with moving forward? What did you do after you dropped them off? Like with moving forward, I should
Um,
say.
well, for me, I kind of so my favorite pastime is dancing. So I kind of threw myself
Mhm.
more into that, listening to more music. So when we were having dance rehearsal, it's like, I got this for us to do. I got this. So I had to find what I enjoyed for myself so that I could go ahead and move forward.
Mhm.
And then I was able to be out with my friends a little more because that gave me
Right.
more free time. Along with I did have to talk to some people, like my cousin, because her daughter
Hmm.
had already went to college, and so I was able to talk to her on my days that were kind of lonely and
Yeah.
everything like that. We could just sit and talk, and because one day she had to tell me to pull off the highway because you're crying, so I had to
Yeah.
just take a moment because it was again I just had to learn who I was as a person so that I could move forward and start going out more and being with my friends and doing things that I didn't have to worry about what he had going on.
Right. And you just went right into my next question about did you start going out? And I know I was reading an article about empty nesters and it talked about how you should look more into what you can be doing. And I don't know how true
Mhm.
that is because I don't have any children that are off in college or anything like that. But looking into what you want to do, and that's what I heard you saying, Christy, about that. So, Cherie, did you begin going out more with your husband, or y'all start hanging out more, or you start doing a new hobby, or did you do anything different?
Yes. Well, before Cameron was born, every Friday was our date night. We would go out to dinner. So we brought
Okay.
that back. When she was at home, it would be more of a family Friday out to dinner night. And then when she went to
Hmm.
college, we're back together on the Friday date nights, and then on Saturdays we go bike riding. Some days, if it's raining outside, we'll play Connect Four, we'll play Uno, play games just to kind of keep ourselves busy and to have fun. We look at funny movies and laugh, So we had to start being more creative since Camry wasn't home and start enjoying, each other again since, she
Right.
is now and going to college and then it's the two of us again.
Right, right. Wow. And I was thinking back on when I went to college, and I remember calling home to talk to my mom, kind of like what you all, I'm sure, have experienced. And it was like my mom was like another person. She's probably watching. She was another person at that point. She was like, 'cause growing up, it's like your mom, but I actually got to meet Gloria, which is her first name. And I was like, oh, hey, how you doing? She was like, so how things going? And I was like, what? You're not telling me nothing or what I need to be doing. It was like,
Uh,
I could feel that she was like, I've raised you. You're an adult now. It's time for you to move forward. That kind of thing. So my question to you guys is how has your relationship changed with your children? Is it you still kind of mothering ish, or has it developed into more of a friendship, that sort of thing. So I'll ask you first, Christy, how has the relationship changed with him not being under your roof, so to speak?
Well, for those two things, I try to understand that when he's home for the weekend or for the summer, that I know you're used to doing your own thing when you're away at college, but you still have rules to live by when you come
Right.
home.
right,
So
right.
he doesn't per se have a curfew, but I'm aware of where he is. So I can
Hmm.
gauge. I know his friends, and I'm always telling him to be mindful of the people that you're around. So I know his friends. So I know about what times they got to be home to know what time you need to be home or headed home in that
Right.
direction. So
Hmm.
the good thing about it is I always want to keep that balance so he can know for me as a single parent, and some people have taught that the son is the man of the house. I let my son know, you're not the man of this house. You're my son, because I need you to understand your role, and they're not equal. So I'm going to always parent him. But I also am grateful for the friendship and relationship that has been able to develop, because there's still a fine line of, I'm your mother first, and then we can develop our smooth and relaxed, friendly relationship with one another. So for me, parenting never ends, and I
Right.
will always parent him the same way. We just had a conversation the other day. I need him to understand the things he needs to do when he's in college, not try to be preachy or motherly to him, but for if he have questions of things, directions he need to go to on campus, go talk to your advisors on these type of things. I want you to know that I'm always going to be in your corner, and that I'm going to guide you that entire way.
Right. Right.
So
Right.
That's awesome. That's a very good statement. Thank you for that. What about you, Cherie? How's the relationship now?
Our relationship has always been close, but since she's out of the house at college now, it has gotten closer. She calls FaceTime every day, and she'll say, Mom, guess what? This is going on. Let me tell you the tea. She said she wants to tell me the tea.
Right.
So I know her friends, and even when her friends are going through things, I just try to talk to her to encourage them, and just to let her know, okay, you need to stay focused and be balanced, go to class and have fun. Have fun, but choose your friends, wisely.
Most definitely. That's awesome.
Freedom. It's at the core of who we are. The freedom to live without fear, to jog where we please, to wear a hoodie. The freedom to breathe. Before we celebrate the freedom most Americans have, we must fight for the freedom all Americans deserve. Because all lives can't matter until Black lives matter.
So, what advice did you give your children when they left? What was the biggest piece of advice that you gave them? And I'll start with you, Christy. What advice? The
okay.
biggest thing? Because I'm sure it was a list.
It was, but I wanted him to understand that I recognize and understand, because he's in college, that college is not for everyone. And I don't want him to think, because you're going to college, that that's the only road for you. So
Hmm.
I'm grateful that he decided for himself to go. I made sure I exposed him to the military. I was just like, I don't want you to have a dead end job. So it's something
Right.
beyond high school. In my opinion, that's how I feel for my child. So I wanted to make sure that when he go to college, you're not in any competition with anybody to finish in 4 years. I need you to go in there and do your work, make good grades, and come out successful where you can get a job. So that's what I wanted to reiterate with him, even now as he's in his 4th year, but he's a junior. I don't want him to get sidetracked and think, well, because this friend came in with me and they're finishing in 4, I have to finish in 4. And my thing is, God made you who you are, and you finish in your time, and you do the best with that time. Because I know what it's
That's
like
right.
to take advantage of that in college. So I'll give him the real from my experience, what it took for me to finish, how long it took for me to finish, the people who laughed at me when I
Hmm.
didn't finish, when they finished, but I got it anyway. Take your time. Do it in your pace, and you're going to
Most
come out and you're
definitely.
going to be great. That's my greatest
That's
advice that
awesome.
I gave to him. So,
What about you, Cherie? That was good. What about you, Cherie?
My greatest advice to Camry was stay focused and be mindful of your surroundings. And I always told her, if you go out to parties or if you're going to the caf to eat, be mindful of your surroundings. If you're drinking something and you put the drink down, don't go back for it because, things happen that, some
Mhm.
place things in your drink. And I've always stressed to her, stay focused and be mindful of your surroundings at all times.
Most definitely. That's awesome. So, what advice would you all give to a parent who's getting ready? That time is getting ready to come next year. They've got a couple more months left before their child is gone, or someone who's struggling with their child has either gone to the military or left the house, left the nest, and they just feel kind of empty on the inside. What advice would you give to a parent? And I'll start with you, Christy.
My advice would be for them to clip the wing. It would be for them to let them make their own decision whether or not they want to go to college or if they want to go into the military. Give them free reign to be who they are and who they're going to become. Let them excel where they want to. Don't hold them back.
Hmm. That's awesome. That is so true. And Cherie, what about you? What advice would you give?
My advice to parents with students that are going off to college is to pray, put them in God's hands, and just trust and believe that they will be okay no matter what campus they're on, and just
Mhm.
have that open relationship with them where they can call you and talk about anything that's going on campus, and they can feel comfortable with doing that, even if it's a grade that they the grade that they feel like they didn't do well on a test. Just have that open relationship where they can share information with you as a parent, and then you can just encourage them to do your best. The next time, go and see your advisor, and just do your best.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Well, that is it, you guys. My two empty nesters. I enjoyed y'all being on today. I hope that you all enjoyed our talk as you were listening. And I know some of you all have friends. I know I have friends and people that I know who are starting to get ready for that time to come, or they're in it now. And they really need to hear this advice from these women. They survived it. They survived dropping their babies off and moving forward in life, and it's okay, it's survivable, right?
Yes.
Right.
So you can make it. So if you want to forward this message to them, this pink table talk, please do that. Make sure you write in the comments what you did so somebody can read it, be an encouragement to them. But thank you so much, Christy Morris, Cherie Collins. We appreciate you guys coming
Thank you.
on
All right.
today. Yeah, we'll have to come back and do another chat sometime soon. But thank you all so much for watching the Pink Table Talk, and we'll see you the next time. Have a good one. Bye.
Bye bye.
Bye bye.
You had this epiphany based on what your grandmother had done. Saved money for 6 months, paid off debt, slept on the floor. And because of this conversion moment, you literally are sitting on the board of a bank that wouldn't have even given you a loan.
I was a pastor of a church. I was spending so much money dressing like a preacher, driving preacher cars. If I'm spirit filled, the same Holy Ghost that makes me shout can make me wait until I can afford a BMW, and stop giving money, donating money to big banks, paying them 18% interest for the right to use their credit card to buy something I can't afford. It's a mentality.